January, this time of the year is time to start prepping for the summer. In the wintertime, all your plants, your root crops in the ground, all your plants are dying. All the juice is going back into the roots to protect that plant. Now that top can die back. In the summertime, it'll give the juice back out of the roots, the minerals. So in the summertime, wintertime, I'm sorry, you need to prep. You need to get out here and check everything. Compost your garden real well. Prune back, clean it up. Clean all your tools and everything, your pots, sterilize your pots, and start your plants indoors. That's in January. And the way I've always done it, I have preached. You can buy a ground cloth, put it down. It lets the water and moisture go in the ground. But one day next year or whenever, you're going to want to change your bed up, and you try to pull that plastic out, you're going to wind up tearing the whole bed up. I use cardboard. I've been doing this for 30 or 40 years. A layer of cardboard, leaves, compost, the worms eat the cardboard, just keep adding it. And you have wound up with a nice above ground garden. No till. I don't till. I don't pull grass either. In January, you need your kale crops, cabbage, broccoli, your root crops like potatoes, rutabaga, whatever it is, your part of the country, your climate. Look at your climate. If you're way up north, you're not going to survive till I get here in Louisiana. You've got to know your climate, then you start preparing your garden in January.
Okay, so could I put onions, shallots, and say garlic in the garden in South Louisiana right now?
Yeah, actually, I planted my garlic the other day. About 3 months later, should have been in the ground back in October.
Right, because it is actually a cold crop, and we actually harvest it between April and June. So what you just did was make your harvesting back up till July.
If it makes it that long in the heat.
In the heat. So that's right, guys. So that's what we're saying. Know what crops go in the ground in what season.
That's right. And look, do your pruning now when the plants are dominant. All the power's in the roots right now. Your tops are just there.
They're basically dead.
Yeah. So if you go in there right now and cut out all the limbs that's rubbing and cut your, I cut my fig trees back about chest high. I'm not going to climb a ladder to pick a fig. It don't make sense. Your professional growers don't. They cut them off.
That's right.
And just keep that tree producing.
Same thing with your apples. Now, I read an article the other day for Southeast Louisiana. Winter is the time to put in your fruiting trees, believe it or not.
Oh yeah, they're dominant. It gives them roots time to settle down and get settled.
That's right.
And then when the spring hits and they start to grow, they already settled up. And something else, if you use cardboard, lay your cardboard in your mulch on top, it kills the grass roots. And as those roots die out, you got a channel leading right into the ground. Like your minerals, everything you need is going to go to your plants.
So you're technically, as the plant dies, the roots die in the soil, feeding the soil.
That's right. And then also, the cardboard brings those worms up, and it don't take but a year or two, and you'll have a heck of a garden.
That's right.
A raised bed. I mean, it'll work.
It will work.
I'm chopping at the soil level. We're not disturbing any soil, and leaving those roots behind is going to feed our soil biology. 2 handfuls, and I've lightly spread this out. Push down and rub back and forth. You're seeing the vetch, the clover, the mustards,
When I started this bed a year or two ago, it was just like this. Hard. I want to show you something. Cardboard and mulch. Look, you can just keep going right on down. Look at that. You can just push your fingers into it. Look. I'm telling you, another 2 or 3 years here with a layer of cardboard and a layer of mulch, I'd be able to grow dirt here.
Today I am going to share one of the very best things that I have ever done for my Ohio garden. This one simple thing allows me to avoid weeding the entire summer, drastically cuts back on the amount of watering that I have to do. Over time, it helps to improve the quality of my clay soil. And best of all, for the most part, it's entirely free. So what is this one thing? It's just mulch. And
Now, Dad, what type of soil do you have here?
Clay.
Clay.
This is an old, it's hard to see it now, but when it rains, it floods right through here. There's an old creek bed right behind that fence. And that when it rains, it just comes right up and flows right through this yard. And it's solid clay out there. But it don't matter. Once you get that clay working with the worms and the compost, that's the best soil in the world.
I tell everybody that. They
That's
don't
the
believe
best soil
me.
in the world.
Best soil in the world is clay.
But you need to bed your plants down. Like my ginger, this is how I bed my ginger down. I just cut the tops and pile it right back on there. Well, got a little charcoal in there too. But I got ginger all down in there. See it? I'm not gonna mess it up too bad. See the ginger? Look.
It's beautiful.
Oh, it's all down in there. In here, and that one in the middle, and the one on the end is full of ginger. And two more over yonder.
Okay, so at this time of year, people need to be adding what types of materials can they use for mulch and compost?
Pine straw, leaves, grass. Make sure if you're using grass clippings, you let it dry out in age 3 or 4 weeks, 5 weeks. Make sure it's not going to go through a heat. You pile green grass there, it goes through a heat, you're going to lose some pretty plants. But, and also here, see this? I burn these old logs. I do not burn plastic. I burn cardboard logs right there. And I'll rake it out ever so often and spread it in my beds. You don't use a lot of it because it'll mess your pH up, but it works. Just right here, my berries. This is blackberry with thorns, blackberry without thorns, and they're delicious.
So how do you prepare blackberry and blueberry for the winter?
Honey, I don't do anything. I cut them back. See how thin they look? I cut them back, and here again, I come in here. Look at that. Look how rich that soil is.
Did you buy any potting soil
No.
for this?
No. Cardboard, leaves, and grass. I'll tell you what I do. See this right here? I dug a hole in the ground. This is a half a barrel, exactly like that one right there. I dug a hole. I set the barrel down in it. I put that dirt right back in that barrel. I layered a layer of cardboard and leaves. And right now, if I was to plant a tree there, the roots would go right on into the ground.
Yeah, they would.
And that way, it cuts way down on your head in the water because it's in contact with the ground. This is one of the first ones I had just sitting on top of the ground. The rest of them are in the ground. It's things like that, just little things in your neighborhood or your community or where you live. How cold is it gonna get? Now, if it gets extreme, if I lived up north, where it would drop down to below zero or zero, I'd be out here covering these plants. I don't cover them. Now that's going down in the 20s next week. Everything you see is just like it's gonna be.
That's right, heavy mulched,
That's right.
cut back, left alone. Just
Right.
leave it alone. Keep your roots protected, especially in the southern states. If you continue to watch, we're going to have a clip at the end, you guys, encouraging you and telling you some things you can do up north to prep for the winter.
Right. Now, something else. My birds. I got them out front, my blueberries. Listen, I used to have them on the fence, but the coons and squirrels would get on the fence, reach in there and pull the eggs out and kill my birds. So I put them out here in the garden. On the fence right here. See the holes in there? That is for native bees.
Pollinator habitat.
That's right. That's exactly right. Pollinators. People say get rid of carpenter bees. I love them. I'm out here trying to grow them in the yard every day because they fertilize. A bumblebee can fertilize your blueberry bushes. Perfect. A honeybee, it's got to be extremely lucky or they're not going to fertilize them blueberries. The black bees, native bees, go in those blueberries and start vibrating. And when they hit a certain pitch,
Frequency.
the berry opens up, the flower opens up and they can get the pollen out. Honeybee can't hit that frequency. Now, that's not me talking. That's the University of North Carolina figured that out. So you need your bees.
Native bees.
Yeah, native bees. You need butterflies. You need big
Dragonflies.
I'm telling you.
Parasitic wasp. You need them
Oh,
all.
Lord, yeah. I never kill a wasp nest, and I never kill a bee nest. But, and birds. Oh, birds is the best thing in the world.
Best, I tell people all the time, that is your best. If you leave the pest alone in your garden and encourage your bird population, what will happen is the birds will eat the pest and they will never touch your garden fruits and vegetables. You start killing the pest, the birds start to starve, and they're going to eat your fruits and vegetables to survive.
Now, up north, if you lived in an apartment building where you have a patio or even a little bitty yard, you can take these right here. Look, get your a big flower pot or something and put in the center. That way it don't take as much dirt and it's not as heavy, especially sitting on the patio. You wouldn't want 10 of these on a patio. You're not sure the structural it would hold it, the weight. But if you do like that, you can grow your onions, your ginger, oh Lord, your herbs. You could grow blackberries, sweet potatoes, anything a fig tree, anything. Just keep it pruned back and watch the nutrients in the water. You don't need 20 acres. You'd be surprised what you can grow on a patio.
That's right.
Now peas, you can grow peas in the dark. Anybody can grow peas.
You keep telling me that, but I don't do well with them at all.
Oh, look, all you gotta do is stick them in the ground
Can't
and
kill
put
them every
water
time.
on and forget them. They'll grow. You can take one of these and grow enough peas to feed you for a week continuously. Carrots, radishes, oh, that'd be a beautiful little radish patch right there.
Yeah, it would do really well for carrots too.
And you don't need deep for radish. Now carrots you might need a little distance. But it's so easy, people. The main thing is get started. You've got to get out there and just do it. I started off playing with this. I've been doing no-till how long?
30 years.
At least. I don't dig. I do not cultivate. And the only reason, come here, I'll show you that. It's wintertime. See this? It's just now starting to get grass in it. I have not at all pulled grass in this bed all year. I leave it alone in the wintertime. I keep adding the compost. Lord knows. I keep adding the compost. See that? Now, come summer, or maybe next month or the following month, I'll come out here, prune everything, just cut the big stuff down, lay another layer of cardboard, another layer of compost, and I won't pull grass all year. I don't pull grass and I don't dig holes unless I'm planting a tree. It's the only time I won't dig in ground.
Yeah.
Look at my onions. Right here. These right here was a cross between garlic and onion. They got a delicious flavor, but they're not doing good. This come out of Arkansas, was on a trail hiking, and I saw them, and they're delicious. These come from the grocery store 20 years ago. They just keep growing.
Yeah, they do. They never quit.
And if you think parsley won't grow,
This is parsley in
That
the
is
winter?
parsley.
Oh my gosh, Nathan, come look.
if you think parsley won't grow, look at it.
Oh, that's delicious. That's parsley.
And look my
I might
banana.
need some of this, Pops.
Well, you will.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm
Oh,
getting
you
it.
won't.
I'm gonna need some of that because I don't have any parsley in my cabinet right now.
Look, Sam, and you just cut it across here.
I didn't even think about that. My rabbits would love.
Look, we'll get some scissors and just box it around.
Yeah, I'll get all this that's dangling. Oh yeah, my rabbits would be so, and my chickens too.
Yeah.
What a nice snack.
And you see my fig trees? Okay. One reason the parsley do it. Deep water.
That's right, that deep watering system, you guys.
You look down in there, you see eggshells, coffee grounds, potato peelings, onion peelings, you name it.
Worm castings.
But bananas are heavy feeders, extremely heavy feeders. Look at the coffee grounds. Everywhere
So
you
these
look,
are banana plants or fig trees?
that's banana plants there.
Oh, hey, did you tell everybody that you're going to be planting a couple of rows of dit corn this year
I'm
to do your own cornmeal and
Oh
stuff?
yeah, I'm out of cornmeal now. But that's my blueberry bushes here. And you notice, like I said, I hadn't touched them. But in a couple, 3 or 4 weeks, I come back in here with the cardboard with a layer of this. You won't see any grass. I won't be pulling it either. Now this was ginger. I bedded it down for the winter. That's my green onions.
The best part about all this is some of the most expensive stuff at the store. You don't know what they do to it.
Look,
That's right. You work at Walmart, Nathan, so
I
you
work
would
at
know
Walmart. I know that
prices.
This is like $5.
Yeah, for that little bitty sprig.
For the little bitty sprig, and you don't know what they put on it.
That's right. That's exactly.
There's nothing.
Okay, you guys heard it from an 18-year-old. What are they putting on your food to keep it from dying? Food doesn't last. You take that inside, put it on the counter, and leave it alone. In a week and a half, it's wilted, dead, not usable. But guys, I promise you, what you're getting at Walmart's 3 months old. How is it staying looking like that?
And you don't know what they're doing to it, what they're using to grow it, anything.
That's right.
All you know is that you bought it for $5 and it'll last you about a week.
That's right. And look at this, you guys. So my mom and dad live in a pretty nice suburban neighborhood. And he's taking you on a tour with all the food that he's growing. You remember that tree at the house we sniffed the other day? And I said, Nathan, you got to smell this. This is a bigger version of what.
This is one of the trees I don't have to prune.
Does that not smell amazing?
And the reason I don't have to prune it, my great-grandson does a pretty good job. Look at the trunk of that tree.
Oh, yeah, hanging on it?
He likes to play Tarzan, and he tears it down. I get my bolt cutters out here and just clip it off. So he's got the tree pretty well pruned for me. So I just come on, baby.
That would be
keep
fun.
Going.
That would
keep
be
growing.
fun.
I keep it moist, keep growing.
Now, this produces Japanese plums, correct?
Look at it.
Yeah, so I had my Japanese plum planted for 3 years, and it will finally produce for the first year coming up. They can be kind of slow to get started, you guys.
But I tell you what, I love it. Mason and Fran and I eat those. Now there's the blueberries. And here again, notice, down in here, deep water, full of coffee grounds, you name it. Scrap bread, whatever. And I keep wildflowers growing in there also. And also my birdhouse.
That's right.
Keep that right here. That birdhouse alone saves you a ton of insecticide. I don't use it. I hadn't sprayed anything in this yard, good Lord, in years.
You have it. No.
I don't have to. If it starts going bad, too bad, I'll either hit it with a little vinegar or ammonia or whatever I need, or peroxide, whatever. If that don't work, in the garbage can.
That's what I turn mine into biochar. I pull it and biochar it.
Yeah.
But you guys, so this is an idea for y'all. If you've got a house, and say you live in a somewhere where you've got a housing committee that's not letting you grow, an HO not letting you grow food, all you have to do is start putting things in places and in really nice beds where you turn everything into an edible landscape.
It is. Deep water, coffee grounds, including the filter. Those worms that come up in about 3 or 4 weeks, those filters are gone. They eat. And you just keep, that's steady feeding those plants.
Yeah.
Steady feeding. They bear like crazy.
Well, thank you guys for being with us today on Pawpaw Sammy and Alley Bug's winter tour of the property.
Like I said before, if you're going to do anything for prepping your beds, this is what you do. I mean, compost. Look at this one. I built it up over the years. Cardboard, compost, worm poop, eggshells, Halloween pumpkins, whatever. It's in there. Now, when I got over here to my garlic, the garlic was a little late, like 3 months late to plant. I planted it here the other day. Okay. Deep water. That's important. Around my fig tree, look at the compost. Look at it. This is buried out. The cold weather's beating up on my figs pretty good, but they're hanging in there. You need to start your plants indoors in the wintertime. These really, the only thing I have planted for food production really is my LSU Gold figs. Now, this is Buckeyes. Under here is pineapple. So, you're starting them indoors to give you a big jump on next year. I could more than likely get away with planting my Buckeye outside right now. But I don't want to take a chance. They're too hard to root. You prune your blueberries. That's about the only thing I have to prune in my yard right now is my blueberries, which I keep pretty well pruned. And the ones I have growing right over there, perfectly right there. Now, my Japanese plum tree, I don't have to prune it. My great-grandson does the job for me, swinging off the branches. When he breaks them, I just chop them off and let it go again. This is where I pruned my LSU Gold and started my cuttings inside. That's where I got my cuttings. I'm gonna let this one go a little bit, and I'm gonna take it off at the same height. Professional fig growers, a lot of times are prune about head high. That way, they don't have to climb ladders. They can just pick their figs and keep going.
History of paying.
Hi, I'm JD Gunnell, USU Extension gardening expert. Here are January's gardening tips. Plan out and design this season's vegetable garden. Peruse garden and seed catalogs to find new and exciting vegetable varieties to try. Who knows, they may become family favorites. Rotate vegetables from the same family, such as tomatoes, peppers, and potatoes, to another part of the garden to help reduce diseases from building up in the soil. Winter is a great time to try your hand at growing herbs or microgreens indoors to add fresh greens to your diet. This is also a good time to perform routine maintenance on lawnmowers and other small garden equipment. Finally, when the snow does fly, remember to shovel regularly to keep sidewalks, patios, and driveways clear. Use de-icing materials sparingly. Being salt derivatives, they can build up in the soil and can damage landscape plants. For a complete list of monthly gardening tips, visit our website at garden.usu.edu.
All right, first tell him what it is.
It's a tonic. It's got garlic, parsley, onions, you name honey, vinegar.
Oh,
It's powerful, isn't it?
yeah, it is.
It was started in the 1990s.
No, this one here is the 49. This one's on 2014.
Okay, but I'm gonna need a shot of that one you complain about, Sharon. Take the whole thing, it's good for you.
What do you do with it?
You drink it.
Ooh.
It's homemade, it's an old timer's tonic.
Got ginger in it.
Ooh.
I don't get it. I used to get a whole cup of this. Look, now he's
It's
doling
gotta be
out.
Acquired taste.
I crave it. It's so
not
good
bad,
for
but
you
it's
though.
Strong.
You want me to tell you how many nutrients you just shoved in your body at one time?
That feels like a lot.
If you're sick and you take a teaspoon of that every day, you won't stay sick very long.
I mean, it's not a bad flavor. It's just like,
Oh, it's powerful.
yeah,
It is very powerful.